He didn't look like someone who belonged there. At least, that's what everyone thought the moment he pushed open the tall glass door of the Grand Crest Hotel. It was one of the most luxurious hotels in the entire city. Golden lighting, marble floors, tall ceilings that echoed every footstep. And right in the center of all that perfection stood a young man whose presence no one expected. Ethan walked in quietly, shoulders slightly hunched, wearing a faded gray shirt and worn-out black jeans. His shoes were dusty, his hair messy, and his skin showed the roughness of someone who had lived a life far from comfort. People didn't stare at him directly, but their eyes flicked in his direction, quick, sharp, judgmental. He felt every glance like a weight on his chest, but he didn't stop walking. He held a small paper in his hand, a reservation he had saved for 2 months. His breath was slow, controlled, but his heart was beating like a war drum. When he reached the front desk, the receptionist looked at him with a smile that vanished the moment she took a full look at him. Her expression hardened instantly, like she had just seen something she wanted removed. She didn't say hello. Instead, she slowly set her pen down and crossed her arms. "Can I help you?" she asked, emphasizing the word help like it was an inconvenience. Ethan ignored the tone and placed the reservation paper on the desk. "I booked a room here for tonight," he said softly. She didn't even touch the paper. She just raised an eyebrow. "Here." Ethan nodded. "Yes, under the name Ethan Hall." She leaned closer, squinting at him, then let out a sigh that sounded like irritation. "Sir, this hotel is expensive," she said slowly, as if he didn't understand English. "Rooms here start at $600 a night." Ethan nodded again. "I know. That's why I saved." The receptionist finally picked up the paper, glanced at it, then smirked. "This doesn't look real." And before he could say anything, she tore the reservation slip in half, then into 4 pieces, then dropped the pieces into the trash bin next to her chair. Ethan blinked. "Why did you do that?" She shrugged. "Because people like you try to pull this kind of thing all the time. Fake reservations. Fake hopes. Wrong place." She tilted her head. "There's a hostel 5 blocks down. Much more appropriate." Ethan felt something tighten in his throat, but he swallowed it. "I paid for this room. You can check your system." She shook her head. "There's nothing to check. We're fully booked." He turned his head slightly, scanning the massive lobby. He counted 8 empty check-in desks. And behind him, the digital board displayed. "Rooms available, 12. He pointed at it. "It says you have rooms." She looked over, then turned back to him without a flicker of shame. "Not for you." Ethan's breath trembled. People had stopped pretending they weren't listening. A couple waiting with suitcases exchanged glances. A man drinking coffee lowered his cup. A woman recording TikToks slowly angled her phone to catch the scene. Ethan spoke again, trying to keep his voice calm. "Can I talk to your manager?" The receptionist grinned, like this was what she wanted all along. "Oh, trust me. He'd love to talk to you." She pressed a small button on the desk, and within seconds, a tall man in a navy blue suit walked out from the back office. His name tag said Manager, Mr. Gabriel Collins. He had the confidence of someone who never heard the word no in his life. He stopped next to the receptionist, crossed his arms, and looked Ethan up and down slowly, like inspecting a stain on expensive fabric. "Is there an issue?" Ethan repeated his request. "I booked a room here, but she tore my reservation." Gabriel laughed under his breath. "And why would she do that?" Ethan didn't answer. Gabriel stepped closer. "Let me guess. You found a picture of this hotel online. Thought you could walk in and try your luck." He waved Ethan off with a dismissive flick of his fingers. "We don't do charity here." Ethan tried again. "Sir, I paid. You can pull up my name." Gabriel leaned closer, lowering his voice, but making sure everyone around them could still hear. "Look, kid, this place has standards. And you," he gestured vaguely at Ethan's clothes, "don't fit them. People like you don't stay here." Someone in the lobby gasped quietly. A woman recording whispered, "That's messed up." Ethan clenched his jaw. "I have every right to stay here." Gabriel gave a smile that had no kindness in it. "You have a right to leave. Now." He clicked his fingers. 2 security guards approached. One looked bored, the other looked amused. The amused one stepped forward. "Sir, we're going to have to ask you to." Before he could finish, Ethan held up his hand. "I'm not leaving." Gabriel exhaled dramatically. "Call the police," he told the guards. The guard nodded and reached for his walkie-talkie. Ethan's heart was pounding, but he slowly pulled his phone from his pocket. He typed one single message. Just one. And pressed send. He whispered, "You don't want to do this." Gabriel scoffed. "I absolutely do." And at that exact moment, the revolving door of the lobby spun open. A tall man in a black tailored suit walked inside, carrying a leather folder. Behind him, two more corporate-looking men followed. They walked with purpose, with authority, with the confidence of people who made decisions worth millions. The receptionist straightened instantly. Gabriel's smirk faded a little. The man in the suit walked directly to Ethan and stopped beside him. "Apologies for the delay, Mr. Hall," he said loudly enough for the entire lobby to hear. The final signatures took longer than expected. Gabriel blinked. Final what? The man placed the leather folder on the reception desk, opened it, and slid a stack of documents forward. At the top, in bold, transfer of ownership, Grand Crest Hotel property and operations. And beneath that, new sole owner, Ethan Hall. The entire lobby erupted in gasps. Someone dropped their coffee. A man recording whispered, "Oh my God." Gabriel stumbled backward. No, this is a joke." Ethan finally looked up, meeting his eyes. "It's not," he said quietly. The corporate man continued. "As of this morning, Mr. Hall owns this entire building. Every room, every department, every employee contract." The receptionist's face went pale. Gabriel's mouth hung open. The amused security guard lowered his walkie-talkie slowly. The comm guard straightened, unsure of what was happening but sensing the shift. Ethan turned toward Gabriel, his voice steady now. "You told me people like me don't belong here." He stepped closer. "But I don't need to belong here. I own it." The receptionist stuttered. I didn't know." Ethan cut her off. "That's the problem. You didn't know anything except how to judge someone by their appearance." Gabriel tried to recover. "Mr. Hall, I was just following protocol." Ethan shook his head. "No, you were following your ego." The corporate representative cleared his throat. "Mr. Hall, as the owner, you may proceed with personnel decisions." Ethan nodded. His voice didn't rise. It didn't tremble. It was calm, almost cold. "Gabriel Collins, you're dismissed effective immediately." The lobby froze. Someone whispered, "He fired him." Gabriel's face went red. "You can't do that." Ethan pointed at the documents. "I literally can." He turned to the receptionist. "You tore my reservation without checking the system. You lied about rooms. You insulted me. You're dismissed." She burst into tears instantly. "Please, sir. I need this job." Ethan looked at her for a long moment, then said softly, "You should have thought about that before treating people like they're beneath you." He turned toward the security guards. The amused one stepped forward quickly. "Sir, I didn't mean anything. I was just..." Ethan lifted a hand. "You laugh while they humiliated me. You're dismissed." The comm guard stood straighter, unsure. Ethan looked him in the eyes. "You didn't say anything cruel. You did your job without mocking me." He nodded slightly. "You're the new interim lobby floor manager." The guard blinked hard. "Sir, I don't know what to say." Ethan gave a small nod. "Say you'll treat people right." "Always," he replied. Guests in the lobby started clapping softly, then louder, until the whole place echoed with applause. Gabriel, the receptionist, and the guard were escorted out. Ethan took a deep breath. It felt like removing a weight he had carried his entire life. The corporate man handed him a new reservation list. Ethan scanned it slowly, then tapped the top name. "I'll check in now," he said. The new floor manager nodded with pride. "Right this way, Mr. Hall." As Ethan walked deeper into the hotel that now belonged to him, he passed the glass doors. Outside, Gabriel and the receptionist stood crying, helpless. Ethan stopped for a moment, looked at them, and said the line that would spread across the internet before midnight. "You told me this place wasn't for me, so I bought it to make sure there's no place here for people like you." And with that, he walked inside, shoulders straight, no longer hunched, no longer small, no longer ignored. He walked into his own empire, built not from privilege, not from appearance, but from resilience, and from refusing to accept the place the world tried to assign him.